Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Brits urged to prepare 3-day survival kit, as spies warn Putin is plotting to sabotage gas pipelines and cause blackouts. Brits have been urged to chillingly prepare a 3-day survival kit, as spies warn mad Vladimir Putin is plotting to sabotage gas pipelines and cause devastating blackouts. While the UK continues to pursue net zero environmental targets, the country has shown dangerous reliance on supplies of gas and electricity from abroad. Close to a whopping 40% of the UK's gas supply comes from Norway, most of which through the single 700-mile Langeold pipeline. And fears loom that Russia is plotting to sabotage the gas pipelines, especially since one of their Yanter spy ships was detected mapping the UK's critical underwater infrastructure in the North Sea recently. The UK is said to have been close to blackouts during winters in the past, but narrowly avoided emergency using last resort reserves and Denmark's electricity imported undersea. Now security experts have argued that Brit households should have a 3-day survival kit, following suit of the rest of the EU. One source revealed, "We know that the Russians are active in the North Sea and have the power to cripple our energy links. We need to become much more self-sufficient and quickly, and households should be ready for all eventualities." The push to get people survival ready isn't just a fever dream, but an EU-backed strategy. The European Union is now formally urging every household across its 27 member states to have a 3-day emergency kit ready, not just for war, but for natural disasters and crises of all kinds. It comes as Russian spy sensors have been discovered in UK waters, believed to be tracking Britain's nuclear submarines. The Sunday Times reports the discovery was deemed a serious national security risk, but has never been made public. Some of the devices were found washed ashore, while others were detected by Royal Navy minehunter ships. Defense sources believe they were planted to gather intelligence on the UK's 4 Vanguard-class submarines. These carry nuclear missiles and are meant to operate undetected as part of the UK's at-sea deterrent. The Ministry of Defense suspects Russia deployed the spy gear as part of a wider campaign of gray zone warfare, targeting cables, pipelines, and undersea assets. And hundreds of turbines off our coast have been described as a national security disaster, which make it virtually impossible to thwart saboteurs. Labour Energy Minister Ed Miliband's net zero drive is also said to have left Britain at the mercy of Putin's covert campaign to cripple his European enemies by stealth. As civilians are readying for Russian tanks rolling into cities, the sun has what you need to survive 72 hours into nuclear Armageddon on a budget. We hit the high street to pack a survival kit, as the EU announces it is ready to order all citizens to prepare an emergency pack of supplies. Based on France's official emergency kit, the first thing you will want to grab is a torch. If it was about to rain missiles, the power grid may be affected instantly. Along with the torch, pack as many batteries as you have to ensure that you don't fall into complete darkness during such an emergency. Russia is believed to have 6 submarines dedicated to the cable-cutting mission, with the Lashkarik the most modern and capable. Only a handful of grainy photographs exist of the vessel, and everything known about it comes from educated guesswork. A fire on board Lashkarik in 2019 resulted in the deaths of 14 submariners, reportedly including some of the most experienced decorated in the Russian Navy. The Kremlin has never explained what the submarine was doing just 60 miles off the coast of Norway in the first place. According to submarine expert H.I. Sutton, who writes the Covert Shores blog, the submarine is constructed from 7 spherical titanium hulls strung together, which gives it extraordinary strength. The vessel is named after a Russian cartoon horse, which is made up of lots of many spheres joined together. It can operate at up to depths of 3,300 ft, far greater than conventional submarines, and have special attachments allowing them to rest at the bottom of the sea. The submarines are deployed from the giant Belgorod, itself designed for special operations, and currently the longest submarine currently serving in the world's navies. Many torches are sold with batteries included for around 8 pounds, but always have more than you think you would need. Batteries separately may set you back around 5 pounds, but it's encouraged to buy various types to fit different devices. Spare batteries will also be vital for the next thing to shove into your backpack, a battery-powered radio. Having a radio is also crucial to surviving the first 72 hours to keep up to date on what is happening worldwide on land, sea, and in the skies. You can buy a radio for a mere 15 pounds from high street shops like Argos. Also prioritize packing portable chargers and spare charging wires for your devices to keep you online for those gut-wrenching hours, costing you around 15 pounds on average. A large first aid kit also takes priority during emergencies, containing key items like face masks, foil blankets, medical scissors, and antiseptic wipes. The Sun managed to grab one, containing all the necessities for only 12 pounds from Tesco. It is also vital to pack any medications you normally take and purchase any extras like paracetamol and ibuprofen, as you don't know how long you may have to remain in a bunker. In regards to food, prioritize packing non-perishable but fiber-filled items like beans, lentils, rice, and soups to last you throughout the start of the terrifying emergency. Tesco sells a 500g pack of red split lentils for 2 pounds. They're easy to cook with just water and heat, even over a camping stove or open flame. Chunky soups at just £1.20 a can, and bulk tinned goods like meat, fish, veg, and even fruit can offer protein and variety. Many supermarkets also have frequent multi-buy deals, in case you want to really stock up. Tinned meat and fish are also a good idea for protein, and costs no more than £1 from most supermarkets. No survival kit is complete without water, and lots of it. The average person needs at least 2 liters a day, and more if under stress or eating dry food. Tesco sells a 12-pack of bottled water for £1.80, and it's one of the first things you should stock up when prepping your kit. Next, turn to grabbing a woolly hat, scarf, gloves, and a warm jumper and waterproof coat. It's important to be prepared for the ever-changing conditions of World War, and, depending on the time of year, clothes to keep your temperature up could save your life. The Sun went to Sports Direct to grab a hat and gloves for 12 pounds, but you may be better off heading to somewhere like Poundland. And finally, don't forget morale. The psychological toll of living underground in fear is immense. Card games like Uno 8 pounds at Argus can offer a nice distraction from wartime, boosting mental health and building social bonds, especially if you're stuck in a bunker with family or friends. In total, our emergency survival kit cost around 70 pounds. The whole plan takes inspiration from war-savvy Scandinavia, where citizens in Finland, Sweden, and Denmark are already told to prep for blackouts, invasions, and worst-case scenarios. Now the EU wants to ensure every citizen knows how to survive the unthinkable, and the Sun's kit proves you can do it without spending a bomb. France is the latest country set to issue an invasion survival how-to guide for its citizens. The 20-page booklet will give advice to French civilians on how to defend the Republic in the face of an invasion, by signing up to reserve units or local defense efforts. It will also have tips on how to create a survival kit with essentials including 6 liters of water, canned food, batteries, and basic medical supplies. French President Emmanuel Macron revealed French fighter jets, equipped with a new generation of hypersonic nuclear missiles, are now stationed on the border with ally Germany. Berlin likely sits under the protection of France's nuclear weapons. Macron would fire nukes in defense of his ally if Germany were attacked, as France would consider itself threatened. It's something which Poland now also wants, and which the French president is considering granting. Warsaw is looking at getting nuclear weapon protection from either Paris or Washington, D.C., and is set to implement conscription for all men. The Baltics and Nordic countries are acutely aware of the threat Russia poses, with all having some form of conscription already in place. Norwegian officials are preparing for mass evacuation drills for citizens in some of the country's most northern towns. Norway, which shares a 121-mile border with Russia in the Arctic, is hosting a NATO exercise next year and wants civilians to also take part.